Hey guys, it's me, Cindy. Whenever I say we, I mean me. I'm in the car rider line picking the boy up from school. And if you're wondering why I say stuff like the boy, the twins, whatever, they may be on camera sometimes, but I'm never forcing my kids to be on camera. It's more like if they walk into frame, it is what it is. But I am going to keep their identity away from the public, if that makes sense. So I'm not naming names and all that. So there's that. I wanted to get that out of the way. But yeah, we're in the car rider line. We're at a new school, completely new school for the boy than he was at last year. And it's his Monday. I want to say it's like his third or fourth day, and he seems to like it. So that's a win. I was really nervous about putting him in a new school because he's only been to one. All of my kids, my daughter and him have been to the same school since they started school, because we've lived in the same house for 13 years. And yeah, but it's going good. I'm happy about it. But we've been at the house since Saturday night, and today's Tuesday. And it's going great. It's going really good. Our two dogs are having the time of their lives. My daughter has a snake, and that really doesn't matter because the snake is in a tank, like an enclosure. So there's that. Our cat, oh my gosh, she hates it right now. She has been hiding. She's been hiding since last night, and last night she actually came out. I was in bed. We were in bed. Me and Justin were in bed, and I hear a meow at the door, and it sounded desperate. And so I opened the door and let her sleep in our room, and she just snuggled. It was so cute. But then it got to be around 2 a.m. and she was trying to leave again. So I think she'll warm up to it. I haven't warmed up yet. I am still in the mindset of, this feels like someone else's home. This feels like, it's almost like the feeling like whenever you walk into a hotel or an Airbnb. That's what I feel like. And it's not that I don't like it. I love it. And Justin has done an amazing job. I think if we didn't do any work to it and we moved in just the way that it is, I would not love it. But I don't know if it makes sense, but I feel comfortable. I feel very comfortable. I probably feel more comfortable in this house than our other house. And it's just, there's more room to breathe. You couldn't really have all 6 of us in the living room at our old house without feeling just completely claustrophobic. But this is good. It's good. I've been getting a lot of stuff done. I've been doing laundry nonstop. Excuse me. And sweeping, vacuuming. There's so much dust from all the work on the drywall and everything. But it's getting a lot better. I will say that I made our first official meal in the house last night, and my kids love red beans and rice with the kielbasa sausage. They love it, and I like it. It's really good. So I made that last night, and before that I had made an easy frozen pizza, and the stove in the new house that was like they sold it with the stove in it. And it's an older stove. There's no digital, there's no clock on it. It's all knobs. It has like the burners, and then like for the oven, it just has like a knob with the temps on it. There, no timer, nothing. And even the front part, there's no. It sounded like something just hit my car. I don't know what that was. Anyway, the front of it, the oven part, you can't see in. It's solid. There's no glass, and I'm not used to that. So I turn it on. I preheat to 400, and it's one of those things where it's like whenever you turn it on, a light comes on, and you know that it's preheated whenever the light turns off. So there's no noise either. So I have these pizzas, and I put 2 of them in, and it said like 400 degrees for like 17 to, or like 16 to 19 minutes or something crazy. And I put it on the low, like the less time. I put it in there for like 15 minutes. And I set the timer on my phone or on the microwave. And before the timer went off, I opened it, and these suckers are burnt. I mean, they were still edible, but like darker than I would like it. So that's going to be a learning curve for me. I'm going to have to relearn how to use this oven because it works differently than the one that was at our other house. So anyway, back to the other thing, red beans and rice. We made red beans and rice last night. It was delicious. We have never been like the family that like sits at the table and stuff, but mainly I always wanted to be, but like we never had enough room. We've always had something else going on to where it's like whenever we didn't even have a kitchen table and chairs at our other house. We did whenever we first moved in, but then like, I don't know, there became more of us, and then the space got smaller. So like we had to get rid of that table and chairs. And the dining room at the old house just seemed to be a drop-off space. But our friends gave us a kitchen table and chairs that fit 6 people. And so yesterday I went to the Dollar General because that's where you go whenever you just need something in a pinch. And sometimes they have little things that you don't really need. I guess that's everywhere, but specifically decor. And Dollar General is really stepping up their game, honestly. They have some of the cutest stuff that I've seen in a long time. Well, I went there yesterday because I can't remember what I needed, but they had this table runner. And it was so cute. It goes with our theme and everything. And it's like I guess our theme for the house and the colors is like a cowboy contemporary type thing. And this table runner was like black with either white or cream, like Aztec-y looking geometric designs on it. And I bought it. And I brought it home, and I put it on the table, and it's not quite long enough, but it worked. It was fine. And I put some of my mantle pieces that I had at the other house, I put them in the middle, and it looked really nice. And that kind of made me feel a little bit more homey, and it made it more of mine, if that makes sense. So that was good. But we ended up, all 6 of us sat at the table and ate dinner and talked. No phones, no TV, no distractions. Everyone just talked about their day, talked about school, and talked about random stuff. Like we were talking about like robotics and stuff, like just random stuff. But like it makes me realize what other people are really missing out on with technology being such a huge part of their lives. Like people just don't talk to each other anymore. And I realized that even going out to eat, I'll see other people sitting at their tables and they're not even looking at each other. They're not speaking. It's just, that's what it is. Like, people are just looking at their phones, and it's a shame. It really is. And I hate the fact that my generation was really one of the last ones to know what it was like to grow up without screens. We were always outside. We were outdoors. We were playing. We were riding our bikes. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have tracking devices. And we weren't afraid of getting kidnapped and all those other things that I'm not going to say because I don't want my video getting taken down. But it was nice to have that time and be completely engaged in what each other was saying. So if you get the chance, if you're able to, just sit down and have a meal with your family and talk. Get to know each other, even because I guarantee you might live with each other and you might have had those kids and you might be raising them, but you don't really know them until you sit down and actively listen. Because heck, I'll be the first one to admit it, that sometimes whenever my kids talk, it goes in one ear, out the other, and I have selective hearing real bad. But sometimes I just space out, and I need to get better about that. And I know I'm just rambling, but I feel like I just feel like I had to say it. I felt like I had to talk. But anywho, let me know put in the comments how you and your family like to connect with each other. Because it's so important. Because that screen can't love you, can't hug you, can't be there to listen whenever you're having a bad day. And yeah, let's just all do better. Make a commitment to do better. That's what I'm doing. This is all just a fresh start. And I told my son, this is a fresh start. You have a new school. And, if you had issues at your old school or whatever for any reason at all, like, this is your chance. Like, this is the only fresh start that you're going to get until you're an adult. So, but anyway, my daughter, she's homeschooled, my oldest. And not really homeschooled. She's virtual school. But she does it at home on the computer, and she really likes it. But I think, I really think that she wants that high school experience. And so this is her last year of middle school until she starts high school next year. And she was like, Mom, I think I really want to do high school at actual school. And I was like, okay. Who am I to hold you back? Let's do it. So there's that. I did. I didn't get it on video because it involved my kid, but I let her drive the golf cart the other day, and it was so funny. I drove it to show her how to do it, and she's gonna start driving soon. She's 13. She's, it's just around the corner, permit time. So I was like, what better way to learn how to drive than in your own yard in a golf cart? So we got in the golf cart, and I drove it around because it was the first time that I had driven it, but I drove it around, and then we drove down our long driveway, and I was like, okay, you want to drive back? And she was like, yeah. So we switched seats, and I was showing her everything, and I was like, okay, this is the pedal to go, and this is the brake. And she took both of her feet and put them on each pedal, and I was like, no. You use one foot. Use your right foot to control the brake and the gas. You just switch in between the two. And she was doing great. And then I was like, why don't you go off into the yard a little bit? And she went off into the yard, and she wasn't turning the wheel far enough. And y'all, she almost ran into the house. She mistook the gas pedal for the brake pedal, and she was just full speed, full send going into the damn house. And I was like, I about died. I had to take over. It was one of those moments where you wish you had a brake pedal on your side, but it was close enough to where I was able to take control and do it. But there's that. Anyway, but things are going. Right now, Justin is, since we're in this house, Justin's going to be going over to the new house to get it ready to be put on the market. And once that sells, then we're really going to be diving into some home projects, like big ones. And I'm really excited about that. Tell me if I'm crazy, because Justin thinks I'm nuts. I won't walk barefoot in the new house. I'm weird about it. And he was like, well, the other house had like dust and stuff from the bottom of people's shoes on the floor and stuff. So it wasn't, but I don't know what it is about dust and like just the amount of dust that's in there, like construction dust, and like, I don't like my feet feeling crummy. And so until we get new floors put in, I don't know if I'm going to feel comfortable walking barefoot. So I'm a house shoe gal. Even at the other house, I wore house shoes, and I go through some slippers, y'all. I go through them. And I bought a really good pair, and they're really good. You might have, they're like those Bombas. They make socks, but they also make slippers. And I've never bought the socks, but I've heard good things. And so, but the slippers, top tier. They're really nice. I'm really early in this car rider line, but they take forever. This line is longer. It takes longer than at the other school. But anywho, what else has been going on? The twins are adjusting well. I didn't think they were going to do well, like sleeping. They share a room, and they've always slept together. From the minute they were born, they slept in the same bed. They're always like, if they weren't already twin, I don't know. I'm surprised they're not joined at the hip. Like, they're identical, but I'm surprised they're not joined at the hip. Anywho, but I thought they were going to be really, really bad about bedtime the first night. But they share a bed. They share like a full-size bed. They love it. But we don't have their actual bed frames yet, because whenever we do flooring, we don't want to have to move a bunch of furniture. So we just have mattresses right now. And so they cried for a little bit, and then I think the sound of the crickets outside made them deuce out. And they normally listen to sleep music, like rain and piano. And my other kids do too. They listen to sleep music. They normally would on their TVs, but we took TVs out of the room. Just because if there's a TV in the room, then I feel like they'll stay in the room, and I want them to connect more with each other. So I was like, that's nature's sound machine, baby. So that was nice. They're really adjusting well. So far we haven't had any issues with them sleeping at the new place. I'm still getting used to all these new places and surroundings too. And I'm trying to come up with a new routine, but we're just gonna fake it till we make it, I guess. So anyway, let me know like what else you guys want to know, what questions you have, because I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. And share the videos, like the videos, tell your friends. I don't know. I'm just a stay-at-home mom that's taking care of her kids and doing the best that she can and trying to find a hobby. So this is what I'm doing. And normally I'm not a camera person. I'm always the one behind the camera taking pictures and videos of everyone else because, I mean, mom life, that's how it is. So this is really awkward for me, talking to myself. So if I have like long pauses or I say too much, that's just me getting over my nerves. So don't judge me, or do judge me. Whatever you want to do. It's a free country, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to get off here and pick up my kid from school and then go home and do the whole after school thing. So